Saturday update on Mismatched, the 11th of December 2021. Shaurya saying we have to show everyone that we are having a good time. Ahir says we have to complete our lunch. I had to get food. Inoki says I would have got food from hostel canteen. He says I like the food here. She says okay, it's from my side. Shaurya gets angry when Kitty and Bebo joke on Inoki. Inoki says thanks for returning my stuff. Ahir says no, treat will be from my side, I will meet later. She says fine, return me the stuff. He gives the packet. They go. Shaurya thinks why am I not able to enjoy, is it because of Inoki? He sees Inoki and smiles. He stand up to give her the bouquet but gets upset seeing Ahir with her. Devi goes to meet Shagan. She says we had to meet again, welcome back Shagan. Ahir jokes and makes Inoki laugh. Shaurya looks on. Shagan says I took time to believe it when you called. How did you know that I am in India? She says yes, I had to meet you. The students joke on Shaurya's pose. Shaurya says I will check order and come. Shagan recalls everything. She says Shaurya broke our friendship. I don't exist for him. Devi says no, you would be glad to know that. Shaurya still loves you. He didn't forget you. He has feelings for you. Shagan asks why are you telling this? I have moved on. Devi says you don't need to try. I am trying to save your efforts. Shagan says we didn't talk to each other on phone and you were saying there is still hope. He didn't listen to me and said it's all over. Devi says but it's not over. Kitty asks can we come in your car? Shaurya asks why. Fine, you all go, I will come. He shouts. He says I mean settle down, I will take a phone call and come. Ahir and Inoki get the same table. Devi says Shaurya didn't send me here. Shagan says you are wasting time and efforts. She leaves. Devi says tell me, do you still love him? Shagan cries. Ahir asks Inoki to order food. Shaurya comes. They see him. Shagan asks what will you do knowing this? I just wanted 2 years to complete studies, he punished me. She says your PhD wasn't wrong. Shagan says you are saying this now, he should have told me that he loves me. Ahir says you were always around Inoki. Shaurya says you would be on duty. I didn't know this is also part of your duty. Ahir says you are more interested in my job. Shaurya jokes. They argue. Shagan says he hates me now. Devi says he loves you a lot, he finds you in every girl. Doesn't this happen to you? She thinks Shagan should agree, then Inoki is gone. Shaurya says anyone can come in media that you are misguiding a girl. Inoki says it's nothing like that. Shaurya shouts this isn't your campus, did I talk to you? Ahir says the way you spoke to her, I am thinking about your position, you have a problem that she is not in your campus, this is none of your business, whom she meets, where she goes, you better think of yourself, you blamed a responsible police officer. Who are you trying to impress? So cool down your money and power. Shaurya asks what about your position? Ahir says you didn't see the power till now, don't force me to show it. Shaurya gets angry and asks what will you do? I am standing here. Inoki says please, stop fighting. Shaurya leaves. Ahir gets upset. Devi asks are you happy in your life? You could be happy. You need to make a little try. Tell me, do you want to become Mrs. Shaurya Saberwal? Shagan thinks. Ahir says sorry. Inoki says this happened because of me, maybe he gets angry seeing me. Ahir asks why did he get you back? Anyway, I forgot I am hungry. She asks shall we go home? He says fine, but I am hungry. She says fine, we will try the soup. Shaurya thinks of Ahir's words. San and Alec come. They ask about fest preparations. Shaurya says I am fine. San says I don't think you are fine. Shaurya argues in anger. Inoki thinks of Shaurya's words. She thinks what happens to him seeing Ahir. Shaurya says yes, I have some stress of work. Alec says Anmol's dad won't sponsor the fest this time. San thinks it's not the right time to talk to you. Ahir asks Inoki about the fest. She says a lot of things happen. She tells him about the fest. She says we made the fest team, and P.S. He asks what. San and Alec say we got the venue at discount. Shaurya says, give me details of it. San says we will sort our everything, don't worry, just keep your cool. Ahir asks what's P.S. Inoki says committee made me fest head. He says congrats. She likes the soup. He asks her to try the desserts. She says I am done. She sees some flowers fallen there. She takes the bouquet and says it's beautiful flowers. Waiter says maybe someone forgot, you keep it if you like. Inoki says yellow flowers are my favorite. Ahir says amazing. San says you answered my call in one ring, you could have called me. She says I was near the phone. He says you broke my heart. Come in the holy event at SIAC, I don't care for anyone. She says don't create awkward situation for me. He says they will meet my GF. She says I am not your GF. He says you can do what you want, come here as Inoki's teachers. She says I don't think we should do something like that. Shaurya's mood will get spoiled. He says I promise to see you from far, you can see me and your son also, will you come? I will be glad. Devi says not everyone gets a second chance in life. You got it. Don't lose it, maybe someone else wins this chance. Shagan asks does he love someone else? Devi says no, he will get married. I don't want him to love someone and marry someone else. She shows the ring and says just you have the right on this ring, don't you think the relationship should complete? Shagan turns away. Devi says I understood. San says Shaurya told the qualities of Shagan, not Inoki. Astha says I have strong feelings of Shaurya and Inoki, they like each other a lot. What people say doesn't get true. He says then pray it's not true. Devi goes to throw the ring away. Shagan stops her. Shaurya and Inoki are in the campus. Inoki says P.S. Got these flowers, who? Why would he get flowers? I shouldn't run my mind much. She collides with Shaurya. The flowers fall. She stops the people from stepping on the flowers. She picks the flowers. He thinks how did she get these flowers? Why is she worried for flowers? Jo Tara Hovega plays. He gives her the flowers. She goes. He says how strange, flowers reached the right place on its own. He smiles.